Hi everyone, welcome to Sean Burgess Fitness and thank you for tuning in to our latest Flexibility Matters video on how to actively stretch through the lower back and hip joint. So today's movement is one of my favourite because I like to do this pretty much most mornings. It's a really nice way to loosen up obviously through the lower back. It also helps to mobilise what you call your SIJ, your sacroiliac joint, just at the bottom of your L5. So it's actually sometimes really good for almost cavitating and getting that crack in your back if you feel stiff there. It's also easy to do for anyone, so any age, any fitness level, and it's a very simple technique to try and remember. So what I'm talking about is a knee roll. Okay, so you've probably seen this, done this, had it sort of handed out to you as a bit of therapy advice if you've ever had any back pain. So what you're going to do is just lie face up, and you want to put your feet together, knees together in the middle of your body, and try and get your heels back as close to your hips as possible. So what I would do is just have your arms at your sides. Kind of just standardizes what to do with them, because a lot of people are like, oh, where do I put my hands? But also it stops you from losing too much stability sometimes as you're rolling over. So it's quite easy to sort of let your shoulder come off the floor, which is something that we don't want to do. So keep the shoulders back on the floor, keep them pinned, and then from here we're just going to be dropping the legs to one side, so you're aiming to get them as close to the ground as you can. If not touching the ground, hopefully you can get to that point without the shoulders lifting up. Okay, so if you are finding that that shoulder is almost wanting to lift up, then what you're doing is you're, I would say, use a strong word, almost cheating the movement a little bit, because we're not quite fully stretching through that lumbar spine and through the hip joint. So that can be a target for you to try and make sure you can fully do the exercise. So remember, when we do any active stretch, any mobility exercise, we want to try and do 10 reps. This one's going to be 10 reps each side and do 1 to 2 sets. So I've spoken about this a bit more in the main information video, which accompanies the Flexibility Matters series. I'm going to show you a quick progression to this, which also targets a few other areas as well. So we've done the knee rolls there with the legs closed. One of my other favourites is to try and do the knee rolls with the legs open. So what you're going to do here is take your feet apart and put them at shoulder width. Okay, again, try and have your heels back underneath your knees. Keep your head down, arms at your sides, and what we're going to be trying to do is get both legs down to the floor, right? And that's not as easy as it sounds. So you're going to find that you're opening up the adductors here, stretching through the abductors on the outside of the hips here. And the other little coaching point as well is you want to try and make sure your legs are at a 90-degree angle on both sides. So actually point the toes up slightly, and then you're just going to roll across the body like so. All right, so if you do find that your legs aren't at a 90-degree angle, just take them a little bit wider and keep moving like this. It's a tough exercise to get both legs on the floor. You need good flexibility inside and outside the hips. It's a really good progression from what we were doing before, but this will also help to just loosen up around your lumbar spine. Really good for the hips, as I said, and just gives you something to try and aim for in the future. Okay, so same sets and reps prescription on that one. Give it a go. I hope all of the information there made sense, guys. I'm sure you'll enjoy them when you obviously get around to trying those. Remember, if you've got any queries about any of the content today, just get in touch anytime and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.